Hello there, welcome to my second match. Okay, here we go. Alright, we got good harvest, blah, 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 blah. Continue, mirror's fun. Is there any, like, continue stuff right off rip? I mean, I guess the main thing would be if you want to do a remake before the shuffle. We didn't really have draw apart from researching golds, which is probably worth doing here just because there's nothing else going on. You can maybe use seller to control that a little bit. I mean, it's just the usual issue with the research stuff is, you know, cards are set aside. I mean, it's not an issue per se, but, you know, you don't play everything every turn because if you're drawing anything at all, they're set aside for the turn you play the research. But otherwise, you probably have to do it. Oh, I guess you probably open on my opening. I probably research and then continue the remake on turn 2. Just start gaining the golds. There's not really a reason not to. I don't even know what the druid has. Nothing important. Oh no, the long term is not. I guess we want another market square at some point, but it's not that critical. I guess I don't know. It's a bit weird. I mean, you do want another one. The things you might get aren't that appealing. I mean, there's, I suppose, kiln potential, but I don't know why you'd care about that all that much. I'm not sure this is correct, but it seems okay. This is very, very odd board. I guess the gold's will empty. The golds are going to empty without us even really having all that many of them in deck, because we're going to have been killing so many of them. I guess. I don't know. I don't actually think that that's all that good. This last card is a market square, so we could draw and get by, and then we could go like, let's see. Whoops. We need to save one of these. So this is the question. We're gonna continue our research for sure. It's just what to pair it with. It's not crazy to take a seller. I don't think it's that crazy to take like a province. I don't know what helps you kind of up payload really beyond where we're at. I mean, you can research 2 golds, but that's about it. There's not really a great pile out on anything. The third pile is hard. And estates are off the table. I mean, estates will be like Zomzraft has more buys, but still not enough to do the estates in one run. And you could mirror sellers if you want to pay, or druids or whatever, if you want to pay 3 pop for them, but that's a ton of money for everything. I still have 15. I maybe should have gotten by. It's that, or you know, it's one fewer gold probably. I don't know. I was thinking about asking for an undo, but I don't know if that's correct. if I had already had the other one, like the other market square in hand, but to be honest, a seller might have been quite a bit more valuable than another whatever there. I don't know. Oh, we still have the remake. Yeah. We're obviously fighting this from 2-player. All the draws were fine. I think we had the better opening split, though. It worked out fine for Zomzraft. There wasn't like a big cost to it. Double? I don't know. It's probably safe. I only have 15 here, so I would draw. Well, I'm going to draw 4 cards. If 3 of them are golds, then the triple is for sure, which I guess is guaranteed actually. So, well, no, not guaranteed. Because there's still research and province. So it's like 4 golds research province. Double isn't safe though. And triple's pretty good regardless, even if I have to see. Ideally, obviously, is you drop or that the province is down there in the bottom, and you get to research a side of gold in a province on the remake play, and then you're pretty set for the next turn too. Could whiff, but it'll take Zomzraft some turns to do the duchies, so. We should have done a jeweled egg cage match today. One province acquired. 2 provinces, so they're going for it. I assume you take a seller. Now, we did get the draw. It was pretty, I mean, it was more than 50-50. I don't know how much more. I think it was more than 50-50 with 4. It was if either of province or research was in the bottom 2 or both. I think it was more than 50. I could be wrong though. It could have just been right around 50-50. I mean, and possibly below it. Okay. This is potentially a sort of scary black catborn. Because there's not great copper trash. I mean, I guess that's not curse. There is curse trashing in Forge. So it's not clear how much you really want Forge in the general case. Otherwise, this is a classic Nocturne Cobbler Shepherd thing, you know, where cobblers are just extremely good. I mean, cobblers are extremely good here anyway, but super good. So it's mostly the black cats do have some opportunity cost, but there are plenty of villages as well, so I guess you have silver. The 5s are really good. You're not super, well, I don't know. I'm not super interested in a second one, but not terrible. The 5s will continue to be good. They're just not super impressive beyond that. I guess if you got the Forge if your first shuffle you could afford a Forge, I guess you would take it. But otherwise, you're just gonna get the Counterfeiter or the Rice Broker. Hopefully, I didn't find the counterfeit. This is obviously nice. These cycles, it's such a big deal whether you find the Shepherd at the top of the shuffles or not. At the beginning of this game, it makes such a huge difference in cycling. Like here, we have a village, so we're either going to hopefully we draw the village now and we trigger immediately, but we're going to trigger anyway. I guess it's not different one way or the other, actually. Anyway, we're going to trigger on the next turn. I think now you get a Cobbler. And like if you find one of the interesting. I don't really like that all that much. To spend your $6 on that, I don't particularly care for. This is all in on the black cat stuff. Which I admit to finding a little bit odd. I might take them here though. I think they're good. It's just not the order I would have bought stuff. Now we're zooming right along. Not really behind in deck comp, and we have 2 cobblers. So should be able to outpace here, but I mean Zomzraft has a deck for sure. I don't think I've ever played Zomzraft either. I mean, actually, I'm sure I haven't. Oh. It's so late for cobbler. This would be a fine trigger, especially with the cobbler coming down. I guess it's just a sort of a tell that you're not going to. I guess for me, it locks up the. I guess I'm triggering it anyway. Actually, I could trigger it and draw through it. It sort of fixes your shepherd, or it fixes your cobbler gain, which is maybe a little unfortunate, but not a huge deal. It doesn't fix it. I mean, you could draw one anyway. Okay. I'd like to get to double. It'd almost be nice to have a third buy. I mean, we have the money for the 4s now. Or like a 444. Guess they bottom decked a Black Cat. We do know that. Because otherwise you would play it to draw your whatever. I assume this is the Cobbler. It could be other things, but yeah. We could top deck again. Top deck green again. Okay. Oh, they didn't. It wasn't the Cobbler last time. We've played 2, right? Or we, yeah. Oh, good. We'll probably be able to do the village green this turn. I had to guess. It's probably okay to start greening some here. We can see how many curses we take, and then we can buy a forge if we want. I have 3 royal carriages. I would like to leave one of them. possible. I don't think I need to play it. We can check out what the money total will be though. It would be kind of nice to have a second village green. We're going to be able to mill provinces real easily shortly. What did I buy? Yeah, there's definitely something to this idea of just getting a village green to duration. Although we also probably don't need. We did blow up this silver, which we're not gonna do. We're gonna have a copper we blow up. We should still have about similar amount of money. At least enough to go like province, Black Cat, or province, estate or something. Let's just get that, because then the next turn we have enough to do forge mill stuff probably. At least a couple. One, two, or 10. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Guess the black cat is a little safer. I mean, we can do the estate anyway if we want, as it's just we'll just gain a shepherd if we have the. We'll probably gain a shepherd regardless, but guess the black cat's pretty robust too, though. And helpful. This is just checkmate. Unless I've completely miscounted something. I really hated the early $5 buys on the double like village black cat. I really hated that. We are drawing all these. We don't need them. I don't know why we don't actually have to be careful. Okay, we have horse death cart, which is a good thing. It's the super experiment. Fishmonger way of the horse can be like a super lab, a double lab one shot. That's quite good as well. Pirate buried treasure, I guess, is pretty decent payload. Other than that, you can get Falconer to gain death carts, I suppose, and I think lookout. I think it's worth trashing this stuff since you're gonna be relying on one shots for buys, or not for buys, for draw. I don't think there's any way the horse trick. There's not like a card that can't go back to the supply, but pretty honest way the horse with good synergies. Fishmonger is nice for the, because it's not in. I mean, it's just that lab effect, not lab effect, but plus card effect from shadow cards, then attached to a non-terminal makes them double labs. I mean, it's good enough that you wonder if you even should bother with the lookout, to be honest. I do think it's notably better than silver. I think it's significantly better than silver. If you're going this line, if you're going the faster econ line, I like Fishmonger a lot more than silver. It has some optionality. It achieves the same things and has some more upsides, I think. I guess if you believe you're eventually wanting to have a bunch of merchants, then this is also, the silver's maybe a little more reasonable. I don't necessarily think that that's true. Enhanced for Fishmonger would also have been pretty good. All right, I'm gonna get the lookout. This is guaranteed to find a state. There are two down here. Hopefully they didn't find the Falconer as well, but if they did, that's just the way it goes, you know. So some fast movement for Zomzraft here. Might keep it. Guess you don't. I guess I could stop. Like, trashing the thing is not different than, I'll still lose it. I mean, it changes how many are in the pile for that purpose, but I mean, if just playing the Abandoned Mine got us to 5, I would do that. This is nice. This is unfortunate. Pretty much all the 5s activate Falconer, so there's no sense in avoiding that. Okay. What did I draw? 2 copper. I think there's an estate down here. What? Why is this? I hate this so much. Why would it do that? The window just jumped from the middle of the screen to the bottom of the screen. Like, what is wrong with this game? I don't know. This discard isn't super meaningful. Also something to, I mean, there were already 2 in there, so it wasn't like I could avoid it, but there's something to not returning the, returning the death cards. Obviously the death card action is maybe a little more impactful. So do we want to stop here? Do we want to draw to make it more likely that we have Falconers in hand for the next turn? We could Survivors toss and achieve a similar thing, and then just, we're going to buy a multi-type anyway. So this seems pretty good, actually. A pretty nice Survivors. We get to activate first, right? That's insane that it's giving me a button for that. I guess it's, or that it's giving me a button with a horse on it. I guess it's a, it was a button to do the, I guess the horse is grayed out. Maybe it's just unavoidable that it looks like that. Well, obviously it's unavoidable in the sense that the program is coded that way, but it's not unavoidable in the sense that it could not look like that. Anyway, the horse was confusing me, but it was just to gain the ruin, whether to do the other reaction or to gain the ruins. I am going to get to react here, of course. You just get to do falconers all the time, every time. There may be something to taking a castle at some point. But there also may have been something just to skipping pirate and just going straight for buried treasure, but you know, just one of those things. I don't know if we're ever gonna like actually have a pile out with this stuff, or if they'll just be going back too much for it to happen. Okay, I don't know if that was actually resignable, but I guess Zomzraft thought it was. This is a really weird resign. The only thing I had was, I mean, I had a lot more ruins, I guess, at the moment, but I would say the only real advantage I had was that I had trash 2 estates. Real permanent advantage. We do have Necropolis Squirrel, which is cool. You'd rather draw it turn 1, but that's fine. Innovation, the buys are, they're fine. Everything's fine. Let's just put it that way. There's like a huge amount of draw. It's not clear you need, the main reason to get Scrying Pool is just that it's on terminal draw. Otherwise, it's not like super impressive here. But I think I'm gonna go Monastery and then Bandit Camp. Should help the Monastery. You could do Wine Merchant. Certainly not crazy to have picked up a gear in one of these early turns either. I think that would have been pretty good too. Bandit Camp versus Wine Merchant isn't like huge, I wouldn't say, but it does let me put in a gear a little more easily, and then the spoils gaining does have some positive interactions with Monastery as well as just letting me buy more of the 5s. This you could do an innovation gear. You'd have to wait to get your Wine Merchant, but get your Wine Merchant back, but it's not crazy. Bandit Camp is good, also just good payload eventually. Innovation is mostly nice for squirreling and then for wine merchanting. But it's good for sure. Could have been Menagerie. I think here's a little more likely to pay out. This is unfortunate. This is probably just Squirrel on the Bandit camp here. The upsides on the draw are pretty small. And the getting of a spoils here is not super good, I would say. This will be a wine merchant buy. No matter what we end up with. They're going along. Ooh, that's maybe a nasty reshuffle. I don't know. Okay. I guess we don't score. I guess we play this. We could innovation now, actually. I guess the disadvantage is we missed the crash, so probably we want to do it. I feel behind it. I'm not. I guess. Okay. I guess the tempo of missing the first squirrel play on turn 1 could have probably been enough to flip to at least closer to even from player 1, player 2. I don't know otherwise if those pool draws have been anything to speak of. I haven't drawn yet with pool, or drawn a card with pool. They did hit one. This was pretty good, and then, I mean, they whiffed here, so I don't know. And maybe the wine merchant was just quite a bit better. Oh no, they didn't whiff even. They did draw a little. Yeah, I don't know. They are a little bit ahead, I think, but I'm not quite sure where it changed. How exactly it changed. But it'll be a pretty tough one to come back on. I'm still a little confused by the previous. They didn't replace their wine merchant, so they are out by the next turn. I don't think this was worth it, to be honest, but I am not finding some things. We do get to trash 2 cards here, which is... I didn't find the... I wonder if you just do... I mean, there's a bit of a risk here that we find the wine merchant. This is nice draw. They don't have buy here. I guess they're going to buy a wine merchant and innovate it, so it's not a huge deal. Just had already most of the deck from gear. These pools were not crazy or anything. They just already had the deck in hand from gear. So they'll have enough to go wine merchant, pool, and still discard the bandit camp. So the gears are going to end up, you know, they don't have enough plus action to play all the terminals next turn, but that's fine. That's not a big deal at all. I have to go like Innovation Wine Merchant. Maybe Pool if I have enough after that, but I'm not sure I will. It's like 7, 9, 11. I might have that. This is going to turn into I wonder if I can make it off. We're not going to have a... Though we also can trash quite a lot. So, I mean, we don't have to do this either. So we're gonna Innovation Wine Merchant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 11 going in for sure. I guess the question is whether we want to skip the pool here to get another bandit camp. And if we have the money to do that. We go up to, like if we play everything, we have 4, 9, 15. And we go 6, 5, just down to 14. We get 4 back, which bandit camp. Then we buy bandit camp. Leaves us with 3. We can set aside 1 copper is okay. If I'm, or we could just set aside the potion if we're not, or realistically you do copper potion, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 14. Then we're gonna spend 16. But get 4 back. 18, 16, still have 2 left. I think. Okay. Well, that sucks. That's really unfortunate. I guess the last 3 are actions though, so we don't have to play the bandit camp. That's unfortunate, but so it goes. Actually, maybe it's just all actions. Maybe it doesn't matter at all. We played 4 coppers, we trashed 3 of them. So this is like copper. The other copper potion is geared. So never mind. These are all 5 action cards, so we'll just draw everything with pool. Again, unless I'm like fully whiffed on something mentally. They did get to gear a scrying pool here. You can ask yourself if at some point poorhouse makes sense. It's hard to imagine you're wanting that over just taking the wine merchants and doing, because they make close to the same. I mean, the poorhouse makes more money, but only if you innovate it or have it in hand without your potion or spoils. Yeah, I think that's okay. I guess I don't know. They'll have the actions for it, but. They don't really have. I mean, you just leave this, I guess, doesn't. Oh. I guess this doesn't really affect anything. You get more money if you innovate the thing there, but. I guess once you have one wine merchant, adding additional wine merchants is the same as adding a poorhouse. Even an ideal poorhouse. As long as you're paying the 2 for anything, you can kind of, I mean, the math gets a little funny, but you can pretend like the $2 is just for the first wine merchant. It's not necessarily the most rigorous thing of all time, but it doesn't matter also. Okay, I guess the bandit camps are also very close to the same amount of payload as anything else you're adding. The question is whether I want pool or a poorhouse here. There's definitely something to be said for, if you have to, you squirrel something. There's also something to be said for drawing deck and not dudding, but. I wonder if it should have been. Yeah, I don't know when you play you have to play the poorhouse at a particular time. And it still dies to potion. Now I was already 1 action free here. So the only thing here is the monastery. The only thing I can stop on is the monastery. I don't know if I'm gonna be competitive here once we're greening or not. I think I will be, but going all the way. I wonder if there's an angle to get a good amount of provinces here. I guess the other big upside from Poorhouse is it costs $1, you know, that's the okay. So now this draws. I wonder if there's an angle here for me to take like 3 provinces, if they'll have threat on. They may have threat on 5. I didn't count the money here. 4, 4, 4, 4. That's 16, 25. Okay, and then they added 4 more. That's 29. Sure. Okay, so they've certainly have more than $40. Which does mean that 3 provinces. They may have 6, but we could play for a. Well, except that they geared a pool, right? So, I could gear the potion. So I won't draw all my spoils if I do that. Maybe I don't care about that. It's also just $1, so that's unlikely to be the deal breaker. What's likely to be the deal breaker is my opponent having a gajillion dollars. That one's going to be problematic. I don't know. Can they play all these? Maybe they can't play all these terminals. They only have 4 or 5. Okay, they can play 6 terminals. Yeah. This is a point worth considering. Excuse me. So I get 3, I get 30. I mean, I already have enough to do triple. Well, okay. If I don't do poorhouse, then I don't have the... I don't... This may be too much. But if they can do 5, I'm just completely hosed anyway. So I don't think they can. Maybe I miscounted, but they also played the gear, so like maybe I miscounted. It's looking more and more likely that I miscounted. Oh no, it's okay. Were they stopped? They must have been stopped on the gear play, because otherwise... But how? I guess the monastery stopped them. Yeah, they must have been stopped for the gear to be played, because otherwise you would not play that. I'm going to get to 6 provinces, which is just a lot of points. They probably will have threat, but it'll get... They have to take duchies now, and it gets harder and harder. I may have 4, depending on some of the draw order here. Because I do have 2 poor houses now. I don't know that it's 32 though. The buy where they went crazy on wine merchants was not very careful. There had to have been a better angle there. the gear set aside. So you're here, and by quad you lose, of course. I guess I should count if I need to play this bandit camp and take the potion off top from it. I've got 3 pools. And I've got 2 potion. I got potion and 2 province left for stops. So if I discard this, but I don't have a way to draw the spoils at the end necessarily. And then the other side of it is the potion. Not the well, yeah, putting the potion in the hand for the poorhouse. So I have 2 3 wine merchants. 1, 2, 3. That's $12. If the poorhouses are just the poorhouses are just 3, that's 6. So that's 12, 6, 18. And then and then however many bandit camps I have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12. That's just $30 anyway. So it's not like right. So that means, that means that well, okay. I think we're going to end up short. But I don't know that there was a way to not end up short. Yeah, it was possible, but we had to find... No. This is less money than just doing the poorhouse with the... And obviously this can just fail various ways. I mean, it can hit 8 also some ways, but... Nine goes to... What's half VP? We trashed the... Oh, we didn't have starting estates. How many points are left? There's 6, 14, 17 points left. I just need 2 estates. I mean, they don't have 9 buys anyway. Okay, I don't think I should have won that one. Okay. So, do have a good, very good 5-2. This is a really good Taskmaster Kingdom. The 4-3 is fine too. The Masquerade, of course, is awesome. So, I mean, you know what I'm opening. And then you're trying to get some Taskmasters going, and then both the 5 Smithies are great. Probably Tragic Hero first, just for the buy. And then eventually you pop the Tragic Heroes, but butchering, yeah. You want a lot of things, so you can't get everything all the time. But you'll try to. Samurai probably isn't very good. There's like an angle where you try to Samurai them and then play Masquerade, but they can, they can see it coming a mile away, so what's the big deal for it anyway? I'm not 100% on this, but I guess you do it. I can try a Masquerade skip. That I'm not super confident of, but Carnival. I'm not at all convinced that this was the right set of gains versus Masquerade, but we'll see how it goes. I don't hate more butchers either, but not until we're playing the first one, every turn. I would love for them to not have $5 here. That would rule. I don't know how likely it is, but okay. There's not real incentive to shuffle there. They do find this off rip, which sucks for me. I haven't trashed, so this is not a surprising hand that I had happen to me, but I'm nonetheless not happy about it. This will probably go to blackies. It does cost a little bit of coffers. It's not obviously way better than other options, but I think I'm. Oh, I hate the treasury. The treasury's. Oh no. Really, really don't like the treasury. Okay. There's something to be said for just not trashing here. Basically, just how much do we want the coffers with another lackeys right now? Man, I hate the treasury. I'm gonna keep the coffers. Just I like to have a little more flexibility to go up to stuff for the moment. Man, I really am in physical pain over the treasury. The smithies are so good. They're incredible here, and everything else is just a distraction. I understand they have a village issue, but so whatever. It's not. I don't like it, but. And there's another one. Why? What is it for? What is any of it for? Okay. Well, I sure would have liked to draw the butcher first here, but I think it works out okay. I should have done this differently, actually. I'm gonna miss out on a gold play. I don't know it'll cost me a buy necessarily, but oh yeah, I don't have enough to do the thing. Maybe we undo the shanty town. Yeah, this is a little bit. I'm gonna scream about the whatevers and then go ahead and buy one. Let's get. I'm not gonna actually do that, but let's get 2 of these. Maybe 1 each. 1 each. They had an awful redraw, but reshuffle. Okay. Well, we may have a no. Let's do a trash. Okay. Oh, they have 2 butchers. When they get the other butcher, they've neglected draw. They got unlucky, but they've also neglected draw a little bit. Both things happen. The problem with these add taskmasters is that the next turn, like even I did it, and it maybe ought to have been a shanty town, but since I had one there, I just didn't. But they don't help you the next turn, and so you can just whiff on. Well, that was unfortunate, but it's fairly easy to whiff on some of the things that you might want to hit. Let's get the gold. Use the villager here to get a, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that was one nightmare shuffle for sure for Zomzraft, but and I had a better openings. Well, I don't know. You can, the masquerade thing is works. The 5-2 is clearly better, but it's not like the other one is unplayable by any stretch. Like you get to open masquerade. It's one of the best cards ever printed. Okay, we have alms. 5-2 would be really good here. To do a like a Den Steward or something, but or 2-5. Did you like Steward Dennison would be really nice, or even just this charlatan straight up would be quite good. There's definitely something to be said for just buying the 5s. You can open Steward for that anyway. I don't know what I'm like. I don't think you want double Steward. I do think you want a silver. Because, and I think it's a charlatan skip here. Just this stuff, these 3, these 4. That's a lot of action. And of course, you can make use of everything except Royal Blacksmith, which is awful. But I will put a second Steward in now, even though I don't really want it. Okay, we got this, and so that's rough. I mean, silver is still better than nothing, though it's getting to a scary point where it might be not better than nothing. I think we go Den here. Well, okay. I do like the Lost Cities. I can almost make use of this hand. I like the Lost City a lot. Oh my gosh, I am dying on this. Here I can at least do a trash and buy a 5. That's not even true. Well, yeah, it is. There's silvers down here, right? They're really weird. This will be a toughie to sort of figure out we can win because I guess we just do this. It's nice to see this at least. I am dying. I'm dying to these. I think silver is still better than nothing, even though it's like a weird one. I think we just do one and then wait. Well, we're not going to draw the... Well, it's just bad. It's really bad. These have been comically bad, which is fine. We're up 5-0. It's fair. It's fair enough across the match for sure. But wow. Just to have one, like to draw, to play Lost City and then end with $3 still across this many turns is crazy. On turn 8 to have that happen with no junking is insane. With like 5 silver equivalents, 4 silver equivalents in deck is wild. I assume you get the... I would actually probably still just buy Lost City, but you could do Merchant Guild now. It is a little hard to get all this stuff into deck for a while, and then once it's going, then it's just, you know, blows up. But it is a hard kingdom in the sense that the 3/4s are so awful. Not awful, but you know, underwhelming. This was a bit surprising. I guess they didn't have the I cannot find this stuff. This is crazy. Didn't have the Den of Sin in hand yet, so. But this will be an easy Merchant Guild. Even they have a double, so they can do a Lost City Merchant Guild. This is super over. It's a little hard to get, again, like I said, because there's no cheap village or whatever. You can't really play with all that crazy stuff, but go Lost City Merchant Guild. Next turn, go Lost City Livery. Next turn, go whatever. I think this order is incorrect. IMO, as they say. But it's not incorrect enough to make me win. That's for sure. And it's not bad. I just don't think it's the right order. Because I think you get the $10 here. And I mean, you get the horses, but you're already consistent. So I think you want the money first, and that's okay. I don't even know if I stack deck, if I can draw 10. Probably. I mean, surely. Yeah, they're going to get there. I think it's just costs them a little bit of... I'm not even going to find kind of... 1, 7... Guess I try. I'm also going to be down a couple points already. Just not too surprising. I'll actually scream if we don't find any of the Lost Cities off this. I will lose my mind. They also already have the Sanctuary for cantrip buy, which is quite good. Because they're going to have $15 here. I'm surprised they needed to play the horses. We'll see what the money comes out to, but I'm going to say that that might have been wrong. No, it looks okay. Since they got to 15 by playing all of the... Now this game should be super, super over. I think you can go Lost City. Your actions are a little tight. But you could just not play one of the stewards next turn. Go Lost City Livery Merchant Guild here. Also just double Lost City and get a Merchant Guild. I think you scale up a little better with the Merchant Guilds at this point in time, but they've been favoring the liveries. I don't like an extra livery unless you have a Merchant Guild it's paired with, just because you're very clean already. But that, yeah, I like those buys a lot. And I don't have the buys, so it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Then here they can just take the rest of the Lost Cities and go to town. Stockpile horses. All good stuff. You gain every 5. Comes with four coffers. Beautiful stuff. Guess they don't. Well, yeah, they have 20 with the coffer. Can't resign because I just, after this grind pool game, I feel like I have to play these out, but it really cannot be won. I think you can exile a steward now too. You don't have to. It doesn't. It's whatever. But you can. I would. It's again. It's not impactful. I think it's correct. Just quad buy double Lost City Livery Merchant Guild. Or double Lost City, double Merchant Guild. Yeah, that's all good. All looks beautiful to me. 27 coffers, wow. That's a lot of coffers. What did I buy? I do have a deck. It's just that it's super late. But it does exist for whatever that's worth. Not very much. I don't know why they play the horse. Maybe they were stopped. I don't know where the lost cities were, but they hadn't played Sanctuary, so they seem to click the horses a little quick. That's a real nitpick though. At this point, it's a super nitpick because they're still holding 4 horses, and they're gonna gain 20, not 20 horses, 10-ish. And you know they're gonna gain some horses. If you could reach into the deck and stack it, you could stop it, but it would take that. They don't even have to buy, they don't even have to buy provinces yet. They can buy sanctuaries. Wait. Like I'll I won't even have quad. I don't think I have 18. I don't think I have 18 normal bucks. But you have like $40 and however many buys, 6, 7 buys. There, the copper did die. It's a long copper. Oh. Looks good to me. Where's that other lost city? I already played it. No, it was bottom decked. Why did it do that for? What do we got? So we just do this one. I guess you can buy a sanctuary again. It's similar. Sort of similar. I mean, I don't exactly have infinite money here, so. Oh yeah, they have 1,000 coffers. All right. So we get another 5-1. This hopefully. Yeah, that last one was not workable. About 4 turns in, 5 turns in. But the rest went fine. And anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch y'all later.